172 we stopped, I think. Nripaharashev Pehchani Guru. Pratap Bhanu was so happy to see his Guru. Who was Guru? KM. Brahmavasavrahana Chet. So taken over by delusion he was, that no any proper thought could be there in his mind. Mind totally deluded. Bare Turat Satasahasavara Viprakutum Vasamet. Immediately, quickly, he invited 100,000 Brahmanas. And as promised by that great Kapat Muni, he would come there to cook the food, but he was nowhere near. He has sent that Kalaketu, better known as KK. He sent a Kalaketu there to do all these evil things. Now, after that, now we'll see here. Uparohit jevanar banaye Charas chari vidhi jasi shruti gaye Maya mayat hi kini rasoi Binjana bahugani sakai na koi Vividha mrigana kara amishrantha Dehi mahu viprama sulkhal sandha Bhojan kahu sab vipra bolaye Pad pakhari sadar बैठाए परुसन जब हिलाग महिपाला भय आकाश बानी तेहि काला विप्र वृंद उठि उठि गृह जाहू है बरिहानि अन्न जन खाहू भयउ रसोई भूसुर मासु सब द्विज उठे मानि विश्वासु भूप विकल मति मोह बुलानी भावी वसन आव मुख बानी बोले विप्र सकोप तब नहीं कचुकी न विचार जाय निशाचर हो नृप सहित परिवार परिवार सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय उपरोहित जवनार बनाए that Uparohit means that Purohit, that Kalaketu who had come there in the form of Purohit now. He made all this food. How many food, type of food? Oh, Bapre. Charasa chari vidhi jasi shruti gai. The 4 types of food with the 6 types of tastes. Yeah. I have it written down here in Sanskrit. You want to hear? I had written that down. In Sanskrit, called Madhura Tikta. Madhura, Tikta, Amla, Lavana, Katu, and Kashaya. Like that. Madhura, Tikta, Amla, Lavana, Katu, and Kashaya. Amla, Lavana, Katu, Kashaya. What will be what now? Madhur is sweet. Huh? Katu is bitter like Karela. Yes, Kashaya is astringent. Lavana is salt. So we got that. Amla is sour. And Tikta is bitter like pepper. Hot. Not bitter. Bitter is Karela. That's Katu. Hot. Yeah. Like that. Kashaya will be pungent, same. Astringent. Pungent they call it pepper. Okay, pungent. Bhakshyam, Bhojyam, Choshyam and Lehyam. Those are the other four types. You will see that in Bhagavad Gita. That is common. Bhakshyam, Bhojyam, Lehyam and Choshyam. What do you mean? That you chew, that you swallow, that you lick and that you suck. Like snow cone. Like that. Bhagavan said, you chant every day, na? You don't even know. What is that? In chapter 15, you will chant it every day. Am Vaishvanaro Bhutva. Say, Praninam Dehamashita. Prana Panasamayuktaha. Pachamyanam Chaturvidham. Chaturvidham, 4 types of food. Bhagavan says he is digesting in our stomach. Chaturvidham. So that is called Bhakshyam, Bhojyam, Choshyam, Lehyam. Bhakshyam means you chew like that. Chew. Bhojyam means you just swallow. You don't chew. Like water, yes. One type of food also. And Lehyam means you lick. And Choshyam means you suck. Any other food you find, you tell. What you will find again? Intravenous. That's the only other thing. So, this Kapat Purohit now, who is Kalaketu, he made all this type of food. Busy just a Shruti guy, according to the Shastras also. I told you, no? There's super Shastras. That is called a culinary Shruti. Culinary Shastras. Maya Mayate ki nirasoi. He made it with his Maya. He didn't really go to any kitchen and cook or anything. But his Maya, you know, how he brought them in and one went from there to there. He had Maya power like that. He didn't cook anything. Binjana bahu gani sakai na koi. There are so many various type of vegetables that nobody could count. And he has so many various type of vegetables nobody could count. And he had to feed 100,000 brahmanas. Imagine how much food now. The quantity and then how many varieties. Whew. And that was a banquet. Wow. Then now see the terrible part of that thing. Bibida mrigana kara amisharantha. He cooked many various type of meat. Meat. Mrigana. And flesh. The flesh of different types of animals. Mrigana means animal. Then Teimahu biprama sakhala sandha. And he mixed the flesh of slaughtered brahmanas in that. Brahmanas who had been killed. Bhojana kahu sava biprabolai. And then the king called all of these brahmanas there. And what? Padapakari sadar baitai. He washed all of their feet. put them to sit down nicely, respectfully, and gave them good seats and everything, all the welcome and everything. Fair? Parusana jabahi lag mahipala, and when? Because the arrangement was, I will cook all the food and you will serve. That's what Kapat Muni had told. Now Kalaketu made all of this food. Kapat Muni nowhere there near. He just has Kalaketu as his henchman. And Kalaketu is doing his bidding there. So now Mahipal, the king, Pratap Bhanu, Parusana Javahi Lag, Mahipala, when he served that food now, Bhay Akasabani Teikala, then the voice from the space. The all graceful, saving voice. The opportune voice. Opportune voice means that voice comes in the right time, every time. Biprabrinda uti uti gragajahu, shouting out, Biprabrinda uti uti grajahu, oh Brahmanas, get up, go home. Uti uti grajahu, go home. Hey Barihani Annajani, Kahu, great anartha, honey, great misfortune has taken place. Great, honey means, what is given in English there? Great, honey means great bad thing has happened, like that. Harm, correct. Great harm has taken place. What? Jani kahu, don't eat. Bhayav rasoi bhu suramasu. That cook has put Brahmana's flesh in that food. Akashvani telling this. Then Savadvija Uthe Mani Viswasu. All the Brahmanas, they had great faith in this Akashvani, you know. Because earlier where this voice came from. There were no loudspeakers like today, you know. Passing on the road with a car. So they placed great faith in this voice. And they all got up. Bhupa Bikalamati Moha Bulani. Bhavi Basa. Now the king, he was totally nonplussed. No words could come from his mouth. He was at a loss to know what happened. How? Bole Viprasako Padava. And then all the Brahmanas together in chorus with great anger. Without thinking also. Naikachukin and Vichar. Without thinking. Jai Nisachara Hundrapa. Moor Sahita Parivar. You fool. You and along with your whole family, you go and you be born as Rakshasas. Whole family. And this Satyaketu was his father. Was a big family he was. Whole family. Sahita Parivar. Because he invited all Brahmanas with their families. Like that. But blinded by the craving for power, Pratap Bhanu had lost sight of everything. Now, this is the problem. This is called Lokeshana. The most strongest of all the Ishanas. Lokeshana. Terrible. Here. Now see what has happened. Chhatravandute Viprabolaye Khale liye sahit samudaye Ishwar rakha dharam hamara Jai hasite samet parivara Sambat madhyanas tab ho Jaldata na rahe kulako Tripashuni shrap bikal atitrasa Bhaiva hori bar gira akasa Viprahu shrap bichari nadinha Nahi aparad bhup kachukinha Chakit viprasab sunina babani गयो जह भोजन खानी, दहन असन नहीं विप्र सुआरा, फिर उराव मन सोच अपारा, सब प्रसंग महिसुर न सुनाई, त्रसित पर्यो अवनीय कुलाई, भूपति भावी मिटई नहीं, यद्यपि न दूषण तोर, किए अन्यथा होई नहीं, विप्रश्राप अति घोर, विप्रशाप अति घोर, सियावर उमापति महादेव की जय। भवन छत्रबंधु तय विप्र बोलाए। ओ low-minded kshatriya, kshatra bandhu. That bandhu is a special, that is a not a prefix, a suffix. Bandhu, suffix, when it is added to kshatra, brahmana, whatever, and you have the caste, it means adham. Adham means vile, wicked, low, like that. Adham. Chhatrabandhu, vile kshatriya, they viprabulai, you call all the brahmanas and khale liye sahita samudaya, along with their families, to ruin them, to destroy them. Oh, Ishvara rakha dharma hamara. Ishvara saved us. Ishvara saved us on our dharma by this Akashvani. Jai hasi te sameta parivara. Go and be destroyed, you and your whole family. Already they gave sharp. No. Go and be destroyed. I mean, you become Rakshasas. What are the same sharp that they just gave? Samvata madhyana satavaho. Within 1 year, you will die. He's lucky. Parikshit Maharaj got 7 days. He's a lucky fellow. 1 year. Samvata madhya. Within 1 year. Jaladata na rahihi kula kou. Jaladata means there will be nobody in your family left to offer that pinda. You know that tilanjali, that. Nobody will be left to offer that tilanjali for you and your whole. Terrible curse. Sharp like anything. Then Nripasunishrapa Bikala Atitrasa, this king, when he heard this shrap, Bikala, he became totally agitated and disturbed. Atitrasa, and full of fear now, he didn't know what to do. Bhevahori Varagira Akasa. And then once more that Akashvani said in a very nice, pleasing and gracious voice. Akashvani again, no. Gira Akasa. Gira Akasa. What he said? Viprahushrapa vicharana dinha. O Brahmanas, you gave that shrap without thinking. That is usually the case. Nahi aparada bhupa kachukinha. It was not the king's fault. Means, if it were not the king's fault, that means to say that the king is receiving karma which he did not do. Correct? So then that has to have some other meaning. The direct act of serving Brahmana's flesh to you all was not the king's act. That is all. That is all that is meant. The direct act. Otherwise you will have to admit that the king is being punished for something which he did not do. So you can't, that karma is jo jasa karai so tasa phalu, chakha jaisi karni vaisi bharini. As we sow, so we shall reap. So that is the meaning is, that direct act of serving that mass, Brahmana's flesh to you all, was not the king's. It means you should have given the sharp to Kala Ketu. But the king, Binu Bichari, see the word Bichari, it comes twice. Bichari not dinha. Bichari, no thinking. And in the Doha also, previous to that, Nahi kachu kinha bichar. This Bichar word Tulsidaji likes very much. Bichar word will come again and again in this Ramayana. Bichar means thinking, thinking, thinking. A very important word to Tulsidaji. So he uses it constantly. Vichar. A human being, the very insignia of human life is thinking. The animal species cannot think, na? So Tulsidaji uses, so 2 times the voice told, Tulsidaji tells one, and the voice tells, Akashvani tells. Without thinking they gave this sharp. Bhagwan Sri Ramana Maharishi I read at one place, he said, that story will come in the next Kanda, in Ayodhya Kanda. When Gautam Rishi gave sharp to Ahalya, Gautam Maharaj gave sharp to Ahalya. Ahalya became a stone. But Sri Ramana Maharishi writes there that because of that sharp, without knowing the truth, Gautam Rishi roamed the earth for 6,000 years without getting one moment of rest. His mind could not stay at peace even for one moment. Because without thinking he gave this, the sharp. So the one who gives the sharp also, and especially in this case where he doesn't think, they become agitated like anything. It means all tapas that was done before that is gone in the giving of the sharp. Like that. So Binu Bichar. Bichar na dinha. Nahi aparada bhupa kachukinha. It was not the king's fault. Chakita prasabasuni navabani. When the Brahmanas heard this now, they became chakit. Chakit means confuffled. Chakit means they surprised, amazed, but confused also. What is given here? Astounded. Chakit. That better word. Chakit. So then, Bhupa Gayau, Jahabojana Khani, the king quickly ran to that kitchen there. That Bandar. He ran to that kitchen to see. Then Tahana Asana, there was not one iota of food, not one drop of food. Naibipra Usu Ara, and that Purohit cook, he also was not. He's not there. Because that was Kala Ketu, he is already. Peraura woman, Soch Apara, and he became terribly worried now. Full of sorrow, so much, this king, now what to do? Sabaprasanga Mahisurana Sunai, he told the whole story to these Brahmanas. Trasita Pareu Avani Akulai, with great distress in his heart, anguish and pain, he fell on the earth before all of these Brahmanas. And he surrendered, and they also heard this Bhupa Bani, what you call? Navabani. They heard, now what? Bhupati Bhavimitai Nahi, they told, O great king. Even though it was not your fault, Jadapi Nadushana Tora, you really cannot do anything about destiny. This is Tulsidaji's presentation of destiny. What is destined? You were destined to get that sharp, and sharp is irreversible. We may add something to the sharp, but you can't take away anything. Like how when Bhagwan, when this Jai and Vijay got that sharp, Bhagwan himself added, okay, I will take birth and come to free you. You could add that, but both of them being born as Rakshasas can't do anything. Ke anyatha hoi nahi, cannot do anything otherwise. Viprashrapa ati ghor, the shrap of the Brahmana is ati ghor, terrible, extremely severe. So now they also could not do anything. Asakahi savi sava maideva sithai. They all departed saying this. Now see that's the next passage. Asakahi sava mahideva sithai समाचार पुरलोकन पाए सोच ही दूषण दैव ही देही विचरत हंस काग किय जेहि विरचत हंस काग किय जेहि उपरोहित ही भवन पहुँचाई असुर तापस ही रखबरी असुर तापस ही असुर तापस ही खबरी जनाई तेहि खल जह जह पत्र पठाए सजी सजी सेन भूप सब थाए घेरन ही नगर निशान बजाए विविध वाति नित होई लड़ाई जूझे सकल सुबत करि करनी बंधु समेत पर्यु नृप धरनी सत्य के कुल हो न पाचा विप्र श्राप किमि होई असाचा रिपुजिति सब नृप नगर बसाई निजपुर गवने जय जसु पाई भरद्वाज सुनु जाई जब होई विधाता धूरि मेरु सम जनक जम ताहि ब्याल समदाम समदाम सियावर पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन असकई सभी महादेव सिधाए. Like this, all the Brahmanas saying, and Siddhai, they departed, they went to their respective homes. Samachar pura lokana paye. Now this news spread over the whole city. This is Pratap Bhanu's city now, its capital. Everybody got to know this thing, what happened. Because 100,000 Brahmanas, how you'll keep it secret now? And 100,000 people going home, they will tell. So Chahidushan Devahi Dehi. They all thought, what has destiny dealt to this king? Birachata Hansa Kag Kya Jehi. What Tulsidas is waxing so eloquently. He made out of a Hamsa bird a crow. And this king. Out of a graceful Hansa, he made a crow. Uparohitahi bhavana pauchai asura tapasahi khavari janai. This Kalaketu is very thorough, I told you. He went and tied the horse there. Now he went there and he brought back that cook, that what you call that Purohit. Huh? He went and brought back that Purohit and put him back here and everything. Uparohitahi bhavana Ochai Asura Tapasahi Khabari Jana. He went and then reported back to that KM Kapat Muni. He told him all that had happened and all. Teikhala jaha patra pathaye. And then he wrote letters to all the various kings who had lost their kingdom. Remember, he had conquered the whole world, all kings at the time. He wrote letters to all of them. Saji Sena Bhupa Sabathai. They all gathered their armies and mustered up their various forces and all. And they pounced on this. They besieged that whole city of Pratap Bhanu. Then, Gerin hin nagar nisana bajai vibidabhatinita ho ilarai, and battle after battle from all sides. It happened, and we were going to have a whole year to do it. Playing their tabors and drums and clarion call of war, they made renting the air. Taram, they attacked like anything. Juje, Sakala, Subhasa, Karikarani, and all Pratap Bhanu's great heroes and all, they fought to the death. Bandhu Sameta Pareu Ndrapa Dharani. Pareu Ndrapa Dharani fell to the earth, he and his brother. Arimardan, remember that? Arimardan? His brother. Two of them tumbled down to the earth, even though they fought bravely. Eventually, Satyaketu Kula Kaunahi Bacha, nobody was saved from the Satyaketu's family. Because that was the sharp, you and your whole family. Everybody went. Viprashapa Kimi Hoi Asacha. How can a sharp of a Brahmana be ever go untrue? Or ever go unfulfilled like that? Become untrue. Ripu Jimmy, Sabandripa, Nagara Basai, and all these kings and princes who had lost their kingdom and all, they all got back there and re-established there. Now they took this city also of Pratap Bhanu. Nijapura Gavane, and they all went back to their respective capitals and all. Then Jaya Jasupai, having acquired great victory and fame, all of them went back. Bharadwaja Sunujai Hijaba Hoi Vidhata Bam. Oh Bharadwaj. Who is telling? Yajnavalkya. Jagbalik. Jagbalik is telling to Bharadwaj Muni, Sunu, listen, O sage. Hoi Vidhata Bam. Hoi Vidhata Bam means when Bhagwan turns inimical to you. In Trinidad language you say your dog's dead. When Bhagwan turns inimical to you, means you are in crapo, smoke your pipe. What happens to such a person here? Dhui meru sama. Dust becomes as heavy as Mount Meru. For a person who Bhagwan has turned inimical to. Janaka Jama, one's father becomes like Yamraj. One's own father become like Yamraj. And Tai Byal, and here is our famous, a rope becomes a snake for that person. Means everything got turned upside down. For who? Ho Vidhata Bam. Who has received displeasure of the Lord. That is the idea. And how do we receive the displeasure of the Lord? Bhagwan is not waiting there to take revenge on anybody, you know. But Bhagwan is karma phala data. And jo jasa karai, so tasa phalu chakha. So based on the karma which we do, that same result comes in the very same way. It's not Bhagwan. Aha, I've been waiting for you for a long time. Here you are now. I caught you red-handed. Now I will, in Trinidad, I say, I'll do for you. Now I'll do. Bhagwan, he has no time for any of this, you know. He is himself the law of karma, and the law is all pervasive. He is the law. Not that he has to sit there and make the law work. Nobody has to sit and make gravity work. There is no overseer to sit and make gravity work. It is put in place and it works automatically like that. That is the idea. So the law of karma is exactly the same thing. And nobody is sitting there to make sure that it works. So, that means to say now clearly that Pratap Bhanu would have done karmas to warrant or justify this result. And sometimes the karmas are some of the past life, some of this life, some of any, and it carries on, you know. Like how Ravan wanted absolute power. Pratap Bhanu also wanted, yeah, same, absolute power. Then, that is a worldly thing. Worldly thing is made up of pairs of opposites. There will be gain and loss. That's what Bhagavan tells in Gita. Sukha dukhe same kritva, labha, labha, jaya, jaya. Same kritva. Stay in the middle path actually. But if you're pursuing one side of that pair of opposite, you better be sure the other side is coming. So that's what happened to him. Then, terrible sharp he got. Now see. Kalpai muni sunu soiraja Bhayo nisachar sahita samaja Das sirta hi bis bhuj danda Ravan naam bir bari banda Bhup anuj ari mardan nama Bhayo sukumbha karana baldhama Sachiv juraha dharam ruchi jasu Bhayo vimatra bandhu lagutasu Naam vibhishan jahi jag jana Vishnu bhagat vijnana nidhana Rahe jai sut sevakan pakere Bhaye nisachar ghor ghanere Kam roop khal jinas ake Jinas anekha kutil bhayankar vigat viveka Kripa rahit himsak sab papi Varni na jaye vishwa paritapi Upaje jadapi pulasya kula Pavan amal anup Tadapi mahi sur shrap basa Bhaye sakal agharup Pasiyavar Ramachandra ki jai Pavan sut Hanuman ki jai Umapati Mahadev ki jai Bolo bhai Kalpai munu sunu soi raja Oh Muni, what happened in time? Kalpai at the appointed time, at the right time, when time passed. Listen, O Muni. Soi Raja Bhayo Nisachara Sahita Samaja, that Raja, Pratap Bhanu, along with his whole family, Bhayo Nisachara, he became Rakshasa. Dasa Sirata, he bisa Bhujadanda, with 10 heads and 20 arms. Ravana Nama Bira Varidavan Banda, he became Ravan with 10 heads and 20 arms, a formidable hero. Ravana Nama. Ravana Nam. Veera Baridanda, tremendous hero, formidable hero, invincible hero, as though Bhupa Anujam Ari Mardana Nama, and his younger brother, Pratap Bhanu's younger brother, whose name was Arimardana, Bhayauso Kumbhakarana Baladhama. He became Kumbhakaran. Baladhama, storehouse of power. Kumbhakaran. Sachivaso Jo Raha Dharma Ruchi Jasu. And that most wise minister who was there, giving counsel to this Raja Pratap Bhanu, whose name was Dharma Ruchi, Bhayo Bhimatra Bandhu Lagutasu. He became the half brother. He became the half Bhimatra. Bhimatra means half. Bhimatra Bandhu, half brother. Naam Vibhishan. His name was Vibhishan. Jehi Jagat Jana, who the whole world knows. Why? Because he succeeded Ravan. The whole world knows him. He was a bhakta of Ram. Vibhishan, therefore the whole world knows him. Vishnu Bhagata Vijnana Nithana. He was a bhakta of Vishnu and Vijnana, a storehouse of wisdom. See how nicely Ravan is described as Birabari Banda, formidable hero. Ravan. Kumbhakaran is described as Baladhama, a storehouse of strength. How is Vibhishan described? Vishnu Bhagata Vijnana Nithana. Vishnu Bhagat, a devotee of Vishnu. And Vijnana Nithana, storehouse of all wisdom. Then, see, just right there itself. That is Dharma Ruchi. So whatever is in the previous life carries over in the other life also. Rahe Jesuta Seva Kandripa Kere. All his servants and his sons, Pratap Bhanu's sons, and all of them. Bhai, Nisachara, Ghor, Ganere, they all became terrible Rakshasas, all of them. Then, Kama, Rupa, Kala, Jinasa, Aneka. They became various species of Rakshas and Jinn and all kind of different terrible looking. And they were Kama Rupa, Kala, wicked. And Kama Rupa means they could take any form, all of them. Kama Rupa means to take any form at will. Kutila Bhayankara Bhigata Viveka. Kutil, demented, wicked, Bhayankar, terrible, Bhigata Viveka, totally devoid of any Viveka. Devoid of any Viveka, who is devoid of Viveka only works by the senses. That is the easiest, the most ordinary meaning of this thing. The one who is devoid of Viveka, he works only by the senses like the animals. When dogs see food, dog eat food. Dog doesn't think the neighbor's food, the other dog's food, whose food, whether I have a right to this food. Dog doesn't think. He only works by the senses. So they became totally, that's why when Ravan heard of Sita, only worked by the senses. No thinking like that. So therefore, the Bhigata Viveka, devoid of Vivek, no Vivek. All this whole Rakshas clan. Kripa Rahita Himsaka Sava Papi. Kripa Rahit, devoid of any mercy and compassion. Merciless they were. Himsaka, violent by nature. Sava Papi, all of them. Sinners, Baranina Jahi, nobody could describe. Biswa Paritapi. And they gave just misery to the whole world. All of them. One big question is there in all of this. It was Pratap Bhanu alone who had this craving for absolute power. But the entire battalion went down with him. And this story demonstrates that very famous saying in our Shastras, that whatever the king does, he takes down the whole nation with him. Any leader, president, prime minister, whoever, king, whichever type of head of state, whatever they do, they take down the whole nation with them. In other words, pretty soon, the whole nation becomes exactly like that king. Yatha Raja Tatha Praja. No. Actually, what happens there also, to answer that, how that works, and it just works in a little bit different way, that the subjects get the king that they deserve, like that. So that works in that way. And then that king, when he goes there, he takes all the subjects down with, because he's leader. So he will lead them in their goodness, or he will lead them in their evil. And see, if the whole citizenry spend 100 years doing bad things and doing evil things, and then they have become evil over 100 years, then they will get a leader who fits their profile. Yes. And then he will be the catalyst to take them down the abyss. That is how that thing works. They'll get a leader that they deserve. And then because you need some catalyst, you need some leader. The society is always leaderless. They always need leader. So that leader will be of that type. And then when he's going down, he'll take down the whole. Again and again it is seen in Shastra everywhere. Upaje tadapi Pulastya Kula, even though they were born in the house of Pulastya, a Muni, Pulastya Rishi, all of them. Pavana, Amal, Anup, Pulastya is Pavan, pure-hearted, Amal, free from all negativities and impurities and all. Anup, incomparable home of a Rishi, Anupa. Tadapi, Mahisura Shrapa Basa, still, because of the force of the shrap of the Brahmanas, Bhaye Sakala Agharupa, they all became terrible, vile sinners, wicked papi. Mahapapi, Ghor Papi, Ati Papi, whichever adjective you need in front of that. Like that. No. In the beginning, when Bharadwaj, when Yagyavalkya told to Bharadwaj that I'm going to tell you one more story, he did not tell, he just said one more story. He did not say what the story was about. But just as we had there now, the long story of Manu and Shatrupa for the birth of Ram, immediately following that is this other story now, the birth of Ravan. What a wonderful juxtaposition by Tulsidas ji. That in meaning to say that any manifestation in the universe will have to have some sort of balance all the time. If Rama, the avatar, is going to take place, that means to say, for that avatar, some counterbalance has to already be there on the earth. And not only that, Ravan took birth before Rama. Before he took. So the pairs of opposites come together. Yeah. You can't just have. If there is no wicked person on the earth, why Rama will come? Yada yada hi dharmasya jnana bhavati bhata, when there is a decline of dharma, dharma will decline only when wicked people are there and they make the dharma go down. Then Bhagwan will come. Otherwise, if everything is going well on the earth, Bhagwan is already sleeping, Ananta. Why will disturb him sleep? If everything is going well. That's like the supervisor, the boss, Adhyaksha. He watches them. All those workers. Everything going well? Yes. Go back to sleep. Adhyaksha. The supervisor, the boss man. So, just the overseer, if everything is going well, why I'll come there. So both, the two stories are juxtaposed there. And that particular story of Manu and Shatrupa, that brought that Rama who we are talking about in that Kalpa. And this one now, same. Pulastya Muni and everything will be repeated in the same Ramayana. So this is the same Ravan. There were other Ravans, but this is the Ravan that will be accompanying that avatar. Two of them put side by side, just like how you have the negative and the positive in the atom. Side by side like that. One nice symbolism by Tulsidas also. The making of the manifestation requires the positive and the negative. Okay, we shall see further tomorrow.